All right, so now we're stepping up to the big granddaddy tiki rum drink, which is the Zombie. It was infamous for being listed on the menu as only 2 per customer. This is an important drink because it speaks directly to one ingredient by name, which is Lemon Heart. So we have the Lemon Heart 151 Demerara rum. So this has just such a punch of flavor. And as you can imagine, being such a high alcohol content, that it really dries the palate out. And it's kind of the magic in the drink. A smaller amount than that, the workhorse of it, and this is something I usually just kind of label in my home bar. I'll just say Gold Jamaican or Gold Puerto Rican or Gold Virgin Islands. So this is what they would call like a workhouse rum. Not super flavorful, but it does introduce like a really mellow, mild flavor profile into it. So not the biggest or most important ingredient in the drink, but definitely a workhorse for any tiki bar. And then we're also using a Jamaican rum, so I'm going to use Appleton Signature Reserve. We want the Lemon Heart to do all the work as far as flavor profile, and these are just rounding out and adding complexity, or at least just complementing each other. Mixing tin, again, big drink, 1.5 ounces of the Appletons. Same amount of the Gold Puerto Rican. If you like Don Q or Bacardi, or if you switch over to Crucian from the Virgin Islands, those will all do the same thing. All very light column distilled spirits. Oh boy, here we go. 3/4 ounce of this. Big drink. We're also going to add Pernod, Angostura, Grenadine, right here. Move a little faster on this here. Lime juice. I'm going to balance everything out there, right? Now, Don's mix is something you'll see in drink recipes, and this is just a mix of grapefruit juice and cinnamon syrup. You can leave those separate, but if you have a short little drink list for your guests, it's just easier to mix the two together and call it Don's mix. But here it's introducing grapefruit and cinnamon. It doesn't sound like that 1/2 ounce is going to do too much to the drink, but it's amazing what it does do. And Don was very secretive about his ingredients. So if you start to develop drinks, it's always fun to mix up something on your own that no one else would have in their bar. And it's Dean's mix or Andy's concoction, and that's what makes your drink so special. So it's a lot of fun. Just a few drops of Pernod. 1 dash of Angostura bitters. I already got my grenadine in there. Crushed ice. Oh, I've mentioned crushed ice a few times. Sonic, believe it or not, you can pull right up to the window and call in and order bags of Pebble Ice. And these are great for these drinks. They actually pack the drink a little tighter with ice, so they tend to stay just as cold as cube ice. But also with the drink mixer, it's super important. You can also take 1 small piece of cube ice. I have my well split into 2. And that 1 little cube is called an agitator cube, and it'll kind of help things to bounce around a little bit. This is a big drink by volume, and that little bit of agitation will add to it for sure. Almost immediately, that's doing its job, but you'll start to see the frost on the outside, and that's what really lets you know that the drink has gotten to where it needs to be. It's only ever going to get so cold. That's just the nature of it. Mixing, dilution, and then chilling, but it's only ever going to get so cold, and eventually you just start breaking up the ice, at which point the drink's going to melt faster. Big crown of ice on top. Again, more mint. Mint plays a huge part in a lot of drinks. You smack it a little bit, it kind of opens up some of the aromatics of the mint. If you are going to use a straw, we've talked about not using them. I'm a big fan of getting your nose in the drink so you can smell it, but also drinks taste differently when you actually put your mouth to the glass versus a straw. But if you are going to use one, there are paper options, and they come in all kinds of fun colors. And this company is called Aardvark. They actually make twisty straws now too, so paper twisty straws that break down nice in a compost pile. So this is the Zombie. and we've pretty much reached our point of talking about rums and tiki drinks. There's a lot of other cocktails, but this one kind of ends on that high note of like big, full flavored, powerful, only have two drinks. Yeah, there's no mistaking that there's a lot of rum in there, but it's super delicious. Have one.